It is Juan. We are here with the only Dr. Mota. Doctor, thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Juan, thank you for having me.
I want to start off, and folks, I want the doctor to understand and everyone else. Everyone has their own stuff, and I don't want to go through a full rehash. So I'm very big on it. I said this to Doc. There's a great scene in Mad Men where Burt quotes the Japanese and says, a man is whatever room he is in. And right now, Dr. Mota is in this room. But I'm going to start off with Memorial Hospital. And I want to start off the premise of this. I was told that last fall, Governor McKee told Josh Saul, get the deal done with Mota. That's what I was told. Now, you met with Josh Saul. Is that accurate? I've heard you also met with the mayor of Pawtucket. But let's just start with, you've been in the news. Where are things right now with Memorial Hospital?
Well, thank you, Juan, for having me.
Very well.
So Memorial Hospital, as you know, Bayport International Holdings is our publicly traded company.
Yep.
BAYP on the OTC, and I'm the president of that company. We have a real estate division. So in talks with some banks that we were working with, they had asked me where I was located. I told them Rhode Island. So when they told me that I was from Rhode Island, well, I told them I was from Rhode Island, they asked me if I knew Memorial Hospital. They had a loan that was in default, and it was the only loan they ever did in the history of course, and here it is in Rhode Island. So they asked me if I knew Memorial Hospital. Now, I was born here. I know Pawtucket. I know Mayor Gravian. A big fan of his. I think, he brings a real good business background to the city.
Yep.
I thought it was a great place for us to be. So after months of negotiations, the banks had already loaned the money to the previous buyer of the building. So the idea is either let it go and then years and years and years of this place getting even worse, or do we work together to take it on? And that's what we did. So we met with the mayor's office, and actually the first day I was here, Amos House was here, and there was a sprinkler had gone bad, and I was touring the building, and they were evacuated. So we had to get it ready for them, and now I can say it is ready for them. And that's been the first time I ever heard of Josh Saul. He had given me a call on the...
He was the McKee Housing Secretary.
He was,
yep.
And he had given me a call as we were going on a tour. I didn't reach out to the state. And he said, listen, anything you need to do to get Amos House back in, we're 100% behind.
Wow.
Yeah. So I said, okay, no problem. He had my number. He reached out that night. I believe it was one of the holidays. We actually got on a call with the governor's office. I mean, that's how important it was, because
I heard,
the housing is a big situation here.
And the governor was under fire, especially the month of November. Governor McKee was under fire because the homeless advocates were sleeping out at the State House. Okay, so how do you go from that to, and again, I don't want to rehash the whole thing, but Josh Saul was then terminated. But where do things stand now, and are you still optimistic about the Memorial Hospital project?
Sure. I mean, I'm here every day, and we have a developer now that's coming in, and they're going to take over. I really was just here for a short period of time to get Amos House back in. Now I've accomplished that over the last 4 months. Everything is ready. The beds are ready. The rooms are ready. We put in a new entertainment system, entertainment room, new cameras, new alarm system, added rooms. So they're much better off today than they were even 4 months ago. But now we're ready to work on the bigger project. And the bigger project is creating 350 units, affordable housing units, which really fixes the problem. So the problem is shelters, because they can't get affordable housing.
Yep.
Well, you've got to fix the problem down the road. Down the road is, where do these people go? You're not going to just keep putting them in shelters. You need affordable housing. We have 350 apartments that are ready to be built. We have all our plans. We're going to the city with a master plan. We have our developer. We have our contractor.
So that's all happening.
Everything is happening. Unfortunately, you live in a world that's upside down. You can't tell who's telling the truth and not telling the truth, and you almost can't blame people because they only hear what they hear. But the reality is,
but the work's being done.
The work is being done. Okay. We just finished up. Again, we have to go to master planning because this was a hospital. So there's some zoning things, but our team has spent north of $12 million.
How?
So no, we're not going anywhere.
Wow.
There was
Is the mayor still on board? Because Mayor Gravian met with you. I hope I'm not breaking up, but he did meet with you, and from what I was told, Mayor Gravian was like, we're all in with Dr. Mota.
So we've met with the mayor several times. As I said, I've had a pass with him for the last 15 years, just being a fan. And yeah, we showed him the plan. We showed him what we want to do here. And again, I'm not taking all the credit. The previous owner, who had ideas to do some great things, and just ran out of the money.
But what about, there was a story that the Attorney General was somehow getting involved. And I don't want to get bogged down in any legal element, but is there any, what can you tell?
And it's not a negative. What happened was when the hospital was shut down, and it's not every day hospitals shut down, they had to put something called a side prey into effect. That side prey specifically said, because Care New England is our neighbor, they owned this property. They had to split them. And when they split them, it became a condo. And they wanted to make sure there were certain restrictions. For example, they didn't want a shopping center to come here, but they were okay with a veterans, affordable housing, things of that nature. So a plan was created. The only reason why the Attorney General's part of this now is because it's still in that 3-year window where the side prey is.
Okay.
So he has to weigh in just to make sure that we're still doing the same thing we were, which we are. Okay. So again, people take things, blow them out of proportion, and unfortunately people can only get the news from certain areas, and they believe things that are not true. But yes,
he's not standing in the way, the Attorney General.
Not at all.
No. So if someone wants to open up, I mean, what will it be? Mixed development, apartment, low-income housing? Is there someone that could contact you that says, I want one of those low-income apartments?
So not today. We're still thinking about which way we're going to go.
Okay.
Right now, we do have a plan for affordable housing, but it could change and it could go to market value. We're working with the city for their needs. We're working with the state. There's a lot of different parties that go into this. And everything we're going to talk about today, you're going to realize that people want an answer today. But it takes time.
Yep.
And it's got to be patient. And this building's been sitting here for 5 years. When I got here, sprinklers were going off, pipes were breaking.
You put in $12 million worth of work, or just like hours and everything else?
So that's in totality. Okay. What the previous owner would receive from the banks, but we put in about 1.3 million over the last 6 months rehabbing the place. But now we're stable. Now we can really take a step back. We're going to open up offices and, like a WeWork space. We're going to have daycare here. So there's not just apartments. There's going to be a restaurant. But it takes time. We're coming into a new project. We have to go in front of the city. We have to go in front of zoning. And again, people want the answer yesterday, but it's going to take a little bit of time. This is a massive undertaking. But as far as the state, the city, the AG's office, everybody's working hand in hand. There is no issue. So I don't know why, you're hearing it, I hear it, but behind the scenes, everything's going very smoothly. It's stable.
Do you think, or is there maybe a union conflict that some union representatives showed up, they want in on, you got to remember also that soccer stadium's not happening, so they're looking for some project. Is it more maybe a work dispute of some kind?
Listen, we're in Rhode Island. Okay.
That's a very good point.
So Rhode Island is a unique state, and even the banks and the folks that are partners with us, I told them, listen, I'm suited for this because I know Rhode Island. Yes, the union did come, and I'll be honest with you, they were very nice. We spoke about the different project we were doing, and I told them, listen, we're not at that point yet. However, when we are, we have contractors here that are union as well. So we're willing to work with everyone. What I don't want to have happen here is an opportunity for the state to fix the problem. So we're with the governor, we're with the mayor. We want to make sure that the neighbors are very happy with what gets chosen here. Nobody wants a shelter. Nobody wants to live in a shelter, first of all, right? And then nobody wants the shelter in their city. We get it. I get the politics of it. But if we fix the problem down the street, right, which is, where do these people go? They go into affordable housing, right? So an affordable housing is not bad. I mean, I don't know if the viewers know this, but the way the affordable housing works, it could be a teacher, it could be a police officer. People just, when they think shelter, it must be someone that's homeless, that doesn't have a job, drugs. It's not that at all.
Yep.
So people just need to understand, educate themselves. We're going to do our best to educate them. so that they know what's going on. But Memorial is strong. It's got to be a
The governor's on board.
100%.